Back on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive. Kirk Kaplan on ones and twos.
Oh,
John's
Nelly.
last name?
Ashmead.
Hashmead?
Ashmead.
Ashmead.
Like ask me the question.
Ask me.
Ash me.
Nice.
Sash me.
John's doing all the cameras for the YouTube show, and
I call him
Love
John
behind the
A.
John A. I like
John
John A.
A.
John A. That's good for around here too.
If you were listening to Who We Got on Friday and you got your pens and paper out and you followed the rules, you should be a wealthy boy or girl today if you went to our friends at PlaySugarHouseOnline.com and you actually put some bets on who we had on Friday. Running it back, old Kurt was the only one that didn't think that UConn was going to beat Seton Hall.
Shame.
And
I feel shame.
Some of the rules that we tell you on who you got is go against Kurt. When in doubt,
Yeah.
go against Kurt.
Yep.
But Kurt's always happy to lose that particular bet. 'Cause
Absolutely.
We root for our guys, and the place was rocking. But I thought, like, you were there. I thought they were all over them from jump, and
Yeah.
I thought that pick from you and me was going to be good. I'd say probably about 5 minutes in. I was just very, and usually
I was very
don't feel-
confident in what was going on.
but I didn't have that second half worry like I normally have. I didn't
No,
have that
because
5 minute to go worry.
Andre Jackson was in complete control. That dude is a monster. If he gets it in his head that I can put it in another gear and not feel guilty about being this on a court, I'm telling you, he might not be in the right sport. He should be playing football maybe.
I think this a lot. I
Dude,
think
this guy is
lot.
a beast. I think at anything, I would love to put a bat in his hand, see him throw a baseball. I mean,
He's very athletic.
yes. And so when he started coming out of his shell a little bit, it wasn't just the putback dunks. It was he was involved in everything. Defense, he's unbelievable the way he pesters the ball. Their 3-point shooting for Seton Hall was just almost non-existent, and so they kept trying to do some things that just weren't working. So I thought our defense, the coaches had them prepared to play a great basketball game. The fans were great, but they're going to have to bring in another level against Providence tomorrow.
I agree. I always think, like, not tackling wise, because I just know so many basketball players have stepped on the football field. They get hit one time and they don't want anything to do with it. No. But like a 7-on-7 free safety situation, man, give me Andre Jackson. That dude is covering the entire field with just one guy. The other game that we had, you guys were right. I was wrong. I thought Maddie Segrist was going to come in to her home building and that big ponytail, be whipping it in the faces of all of our girls with a 50-point burger and a win. Boy, was I wrong. Yeah. And just like Kurt being wrong on the guys, I was happy to be wrong on the girls. I think she was 8 of 22, held well below her average. Maddie Segrist of Villanova goes home losers once again to UConn women's basketball. You boys were right. I was wrong. Going to hold that first seed to the Big East tournament as well. Yep. There's some games to play, like tonight, fellas, at St. John's, home against St. John's. That game in the XL Center
we
tonight.
call them St. John's or St. Johnette's?
I was going to say St. Jane's today. I was thinking the exact same thing today. It's funny that you and me think like that. But yes, the St. Jane's.
Get out of my head.
St. Jane's today over there at the XL Center, which I will be picking UConn women to win that one, foe.
I thought our UConn women did a great job this weekend and frustrated the crap out of them. And that other girl, Olsen, wiped that little smirk off your face.
You can't do nothing down low.
No.
There's nothing you got to Aaliyah Edwards or Dorky Uhas down low.
Or Griffin. She's become unbelievable. She's the Andre Jackson of the women's team.
Like, Nika's a pest up top, and you would obviously put her one-on-one against the point guard on defense. But I think when you've got a girl like Maddie Segrist that you got to stop, I want Aubrey to D her up. Aubrey's what you say about Andre, I think the same about Aubrey.
That's
on the
your
women's
top
game.
defender. You got to put him on like the most athletic, right?
Very athletic.
And she's long, and so that's a great mixture.
I don't want to say a definite win tonight because, listen, I know what St. John's is bringing. They ain't bringing too much. We did lose not too long ago to a team we shouldn't have lost to.
Happens. Parody.
All right, St. John's, go home. Get off this bus. You don't even want to show up tonight. Aubrey, Aaliyah, Nika, Lou, Dorka. I mean, we're going to bring out Ayana on you. We're going to Inez, Amari. We're all going to be in double figures. You know, if you want to just switch jerseys with some,
I'd like
some
10
geeks
points
on the
off the
street,
bench.
that would be nice.
10 points
You know,
off the bench. would
whatever
be
you
heaven.
want, Rob, because tonight we're going to get it. The St.
right.
Janes, get out of here. St. John's, you're losers. You're just showing up for your own funeral. Thanks for coming, but it's going to be a 40-point blowout. Go to the game tonight, the XL Center. It should be fun. Dude, you ain't got to say that with women's basketball fans. That place is already lined up. They're watching warm-ups as we speak at the XL Center, and they ain't leaving until the final whistle. I don't care if it's a 40-point blowout against the St. Janes. They're staying until the final bucket to possibly get a selfie down on courtside with Nika Mule. That's what I'll be doing. Then we went to the golf tournament, and one Mr. Dibble is riding his fave all the way.
John Rahm going to ride him all the way to victory.
Every tournament, every week, you should just pick John Rahm.
The Raminator.
Every week. Like, I wanted to be
Ramen noodles.
little different and pick Colin Morikawa. He's just fell off the face of the earth. Kurt didn't go with his Adam Hadwin. Who did you finally decide to go on?
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, Fleetwood McIntyre. Tommy Fleetwood, yes. Decent showing, but
Not good enough.
John Rahm versus Max Homa basically all weekend. John Rahm with a 2-stroke win, 17 under, takes the Genesis Trophy. Does he get a free car?
Of course.
Get one of those things Tiger was riding in?
I'm not going to.
They're very safe.
I'm not going to make a joke.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen some
Save that
damage.
dude's life.
Yeah. They're very safe to drive. Honestly, like, now that he's okay and
Right.
we can not laugh about it, but we can, look back and think about the time. You're right. Like, they should.
Tiger tested. I mean,
There needs to be a commercial
Right.
where, like, Tiger almost killed himself, but he was riding in this
sincerely
car.
say, if I wasn't in this car, I might not be here.
Easy
It's an easy sell.
Easy ad to do there, Tiger. All-Star Game Dunk Contest. I have been telling you,
are
this
right.
winner
This-
for 7 years.
This picture.
You guys are
Dude, he
McGlung.
jumped- he
Sounds
jumped
like something you
over-
find on the floor.
He
Oh.
jumped over someone that was piggybacking someone else
Yeah.
on their shoulders
and then
jumped over two
tapped
people.
the
Yep.
blackboard and then gave it a reverse.
That's insanity. His jumping ability is insane.
Tell me who he
540?
beat.
540? That Trey guy.
Yeah. This is not. Yeah.
No, I understand what you're doing here, Kurt. You're trying to poo-poo Mac McGlung's
Yep.
glory.
Absolutely.
But the
And I
thing
can.
is, Mac wanted to do it. Mac did it.
Yeah.
And Mac never missed.
Oh well.
Yeah, were you not impressed?
No,
Why not?
because I wasn't watching. Because it's no name brands.
Well, you missed out, man.
You missed out. You might want to go to the YouTube channel on
Yeah.
Mac McClung because his highlight reel from high school is impressive.
6'2". I mean, he's only 6'2".
Jumps out of the gym, man.
The 540 I thought was impressive. Everything, like, if you put it as like a diving competition where you had like he's going to
Nailed
do
it.
this, yeah, it was a perfect 10. It really was well deserved of the 50s that he got. Oh, Lisa Leslie giving him that 1-9, the only 9 of the bunch. I agree, though. I agree. It was a 49.8. It wasn't necessarily a 50 on that one, but still, Mac McGlung outshined everyone, and like, so happy for the kid, man. So
Shaq
happy
said
for
it,
the kid.
man. Shaq said he saved the dunk contest.
They say that every year. I think he saved the All-Star weekend. And this is, Kurt, why I kind of appreciate your comment. Kurt saying, oh, no stars were there, no LeBron, no reason to watch. Do you guys notice the All-Star game dunks? They were like really spectacular. And it's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden now John Morant's going to dunk, and now LeBron's going to dunk, and then now all these All-Stars are going to. It felt like they were a little jealous of the Mac McGlung shine from the dunk contest Saturday night. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person who noticed that, but I felt like John Morant was saying, oh, I'm a good dunker too. Well, you can.
You didn't want to do
prove
it. You
can
didn't want to
prove-
do it.
I hope they bring Mac back, and I hope they
Right.
bring the guys that Kurt wants to be back, and then we have a blockbuster dunk contest.
I think Lisa Leslie should have gone out there and he could jump over her and dunk.
Hey,
Nine
don't tempt
bucks.
him. Don't tempt him. 360 over somebody.
Dude,
that would be the
this
next
is
one.
just twisted. This jumping over two people, grabbing the ball, tapping the backboard, and dunking it is insane.
I really liked how he represented his high school too, Gate City. And like a lot of people, and I thought this was weird too. Julius Irving, Dr. J, he was there. Obviously, he's there at all the dunk contests. He's one of the judges. He gave the trophy to Mac. Mac wearing a Philadelphia jersey because he was just traded to Philadelphia and now plays for the Delaware Blue Coats. But it was just weird for me. Philadelphia handing it off to Philadelphia. Dr. J, former Sixer, number 6.
9 upside down.
Mac McClung, number 9, upside down. Oh, but I just loved it. I'm sorry, Kurt. It was one of my favorite dunk contests of all time. It'd be hard to beat. The All-Star 3-point contest. Dibs. Damian Lillard. I don't know why we didn't want Damian Lillard, Kurt and myself, but you went with the guy that is known for his long-range shooting and really showed up. Tyrese Halliburton looked really good in the first round. But it's not all about how much you do in the first round. It's the totality of the 3-point contest. Now, they did have a couple of – I don't like how we do some of the racks anymore. I don't like how you can pick where you want all the balls to be 2-pointers and your money balls. I kind of like how you have the wings on the outside as like deep shots, and those are worth 3, right, or 2? 2 or 3? I don't know. But – I thought Tyrese Halliburton's first round was amazing, but your pick, Damian Lillard, right on the money to win it all.
The Dame. Dame got some game.
Dame loves those kind of games. Like, you remember, he did the skills 3-point and dunk contest his second year in the league.
I just like people, like, listen, watching
Gamer.
Bird and guys like that when they shot, man. I mean, those dudes, it's just Steph Curry. I mean, just. That's the beauty of basketball, man. That is a lot of practice, a lot of time in the gym. I love Kobe Bryant talking about, man, if I have to beg you to get in the gym, don't come. You know, I want guys that live in the gym or gym rats. You and I know what that means, and it's just I love basketball. If anything I could just sit there and shoot all day, it'd be basketball. It'd be basketball.
Those 2 parts of the weekend I thought were the best. The dunk contest, really Mac McClung, and then the 3-point contest. I don't know if you boys, I was texting you on Friday night to no response, so I figured you guys don't care what Darnell's watching on the NBA, but I did watch the celebrity game.
I always care.
This is what you guys missed on the celebrity game. First of all, DK Metcalf told y'all.
I watched some of him.
That dude.
He shouldn't be on a basketball court because he scares the crap out of me in a basketball uniform.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
What a human. What a specimen.
So he had a couple of nice dunks, started the game with the dunk, and, and if he's coming down the lane, it's
Here's the
just like LeBron, get out of the way.
Playing with like a guy like that. I played with Barry Larkin in a lot of charity games. It scares me because he's so athletic. It's like Andre Jackson. But Barry Larkin's your shortstop. You don't want him to get hurt on a basketball court. There's famous Eddie Milner injury where he Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan of the Reds was a star until he broke his ankle playing charity basketball.
Yeah.
So, look, the manager of the Yankees lost $9 million playing basketball. It's when you get injured, it's a bad injury.
So the most there's 2 very embarrassing moments in the Friday, Saturday night portion of the weekend. One really started off the weekend in the most embarrassing moment for Dwayne Wade in his basketball career. Now, Dwayne Wade is a minority owner of the Utah Jazz. The majority owner, I do believe his last name is Ryan or his first name is Ryan. He was the coach, Coach Ryan, part of Team Ryan of the Celebrity Challenge, Team Ryan versus Team Dwayne. They started the game shooting 3-pointers against each other. Each 3-pointer was worth a certain amount of money that they gave right to Cancer Research Facility in Salt Lake City. That's awesome. 2 thumbs up. However, the bad part, Dwayne Wade lost. This guy beat Dwayne Wade. Yeah. Dwayne Wade's going to be a Hall of Fame basketball player. He lost a 3-point contest to a rich guy. Just some dude who owns the Jazz. Gabrielle Union, ashamed.
Okay,
visibly ashamed.
Dan Patrick beat Dan Marley in a 3-point shooting contest, and Dan, this is his claim to fame on his show all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I was in my street clothes and my loafers, and there's nothing Marley could say. And trust me, when he was in studio at ESPN in Bristol, wanted to pummel him.
I'm sure.
But it happens.
Now imagine this guy's your boss.
Honestly,
This guy
if
put
he's
this
my
picture up
boss,
everywhere.
I might throw the game.
Maybe that's some have suggested.
Yep. If it's my boss, I might throw the game because that's work etiquette.
The downfall of the All-Star weekend was the NBA All-Star game. That was the absolute atrocious display of basketball. The first couple of minutes were fun. And there were some great dunks. There's, no defense, of course. No one ever plays defense.
Well, you don't want to hurt anybody, but it's like the NHL, man. You got to do something to
Wow the crowd.
Right.
There was a moment where Jaylen Brown takes on Jason Tatum because they're on opposite teams. That was pretty cool. You don't see that often. I remember the Jordan versus Magic kind of moment that they had in the All-Star game where Magic comes back. That was a memorable moment in the All-Star game. But if you're going to have one memorable moment, it would have been that, which lasted maybe a possession. Other than that, it was a lot of people trying to show me that you could shoot half quarters. Great.
Right.
Wow, you made a half quarter. Wow, you went down there and you dunked on somebody that's not even playing defense. Like it was pathetic. It was shameful, honestly. Shameful way to display basketball. If this is the best of the best, I want a big game of, you guys call it knockout around these parts. I call it lightning where I'm from. Wouldn't that be cool? Like a little half-court game of lightning with the stars. Not Mac McGlungs and all the other G Leaguers, but the actual All-Stars.
Well, listen, Jason Tatum had 55. Even in a CYO game, that's tiresome. As he shot 31 shots, 22 for 31.
He was
Pretty
going
good.
for it.
10 for 18. Donovan Mitchell had 40. He was 8 for
going
17.
for it.
Lillard was 8 for 20. Had 26.
He was going for it. Like all three of those guys you just mentioned just were ball hogging, half-court shooting.
You know what?
Chuckers.
Embiid and Irving both shot 8 threes. Both went 50%. They both had 32 points, which was nice. And then off the bench, Jaylen Brown got to play against his teammate, had 35. Together, those two
Thought he
dudes
was hurt.
put up 90. You know who's hurt is Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Got bad wrist.
Now, he was all over the All-Star weekend and probably had the best
An
moments.
ambassador.
He is a great ambassador for the NBA.
Had lucky to have him.
Probably the best moment in the celebrity game is when he didn't realize he was on a hot mic and started dropping S words all over the place.
That's not what he does for a living. And so you and I both know if you're ever around a mic, think that it's on.
His brothers need to be thanking their big brother all day, man. I don't know why this Thanos guy is in the league.
He's got to be thanking his big brother.
Yeah,
Dude, thanks for the jobs.
so true. So true. Okay, last but not least, and I am so glad this worked out this way. The XFL, I'm sure you guys watched. Big weekend of XFL.
Vipers Renegades. It was all over my TV.
Vipers Renegades. That was the game that we picked on Friday.
Yep.
Vipers up the entire game until the fourth quarter.
It was scripted.
That's when the Renegades come to play. We always know the Renegades come back in this league. 22-20, your final Renegades win. Why is this so amazing? All of us picked the Vipers.
If you followed the protocol on this show, you won money.
Can't wait to be betting XFL next weekend. Had a lot of fun this weekend.
You're nuts.
Because I knew that we were going to be wrong.
True.
I can't tell you a player on either team. I just knew that the Rob Dibble show, when they all agree on a Friday on who you got, go the other way. And that's what I did.
There you go. All right. We'll take a quick break, come back, do the sports menu. Brought to you by Sugar House Sportsbook.